Hi guys, thanks for checking back in. Today I have come up with a better way to cut bowl blanks into rough rounds. You saw in the other video where I was using the chainsaw to kind of octagon those up, get them ready for turning on the lathe. Well, it still makes it pretty rough on the lathe, and it takes quite a bit of time to start turning those down into an actual smooth round shape. So I've come up with a little bit better plan and built a jig for the bandsaw. It's real simple. It's just a piece of 1/2-inch plywood. I cut a slide here that fits perfectly into the slide of the bandsaw table, and I've drilled it in several increments here. You can see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inch bowls. And then I've got just a simple bolt. I ground the head of it down so that it's nice and flat and flush, but it doesn't slide all the way through. That way it has a nice catch. On the back side I just use a Forstner bit to help recess those holes a little bit. And I'm going to use a piece of wood here that I've cut the other day on the other video. This one looks to be about maybe a 10 or 11 inch, but I'm going to show you a neat little trick that I discovered while cutting these. I cut one, it was a little bit big, and so I cut it down a little bit and it came out with some really neat little shapes. So what I'm going to do is insert the bolt here into the, we'll go 10 inch on this. Insert it right there. On the other side, I'm going to insert it into the piece of wood here in the hole that I pre-drilled in the center. This can be a little bit of a trick. Okay. Now simply take that, slide it into the fence slot here, and we'll get started. To start the cut, we'll take, and since it's on a slide, I've got this back set just perfect so that it doesn't want to bind the blade either way as I cut. I'm going to go ahead and slide it in and then just start going around. You can see that it's pivoting on that central bolt that we had set in there. Here we go. Okay, so you can see I've got a rough round here. There's still some flat spots on the end, so I overestimated the diameter that this could be. I'm going to go ahead and cut it an inch shorter, a little bit inside, and all that takes is to move the bolt over one slot, slide it back in, remount it, and away we go. So as you can see, we went all the way around The neat little tidbit about this is now we've got a complete ring that maybe we can do something with. I'll re-glue this edge back here, and we'll have a ring here. I mean, nothing else, you got a nice bit of shark teeth or something that we can do. The bowl blank comes out perfectly round, as you can see. It'll make it really easy for turning. There's enough space here to do a nice live edge on the bowl if we decide to turn it on that side. Otherwise we can turn it down, carve this off, and make a fairly nice wide bowl, although pretty shallow. So stay tuned, we'll do a couple of more. Okay, well here's a neat little trick that I came up with purely by accident. We're going to make another one of those rings like that and see how it works out. Another beautiful 1/2 inch shark's mouth ring here. Okay, so what we end up here with is a 10-inch bowl blank, perfectly round. It'll chuck up on the lathe and just spin true as can be. This is one that has a shallow enough profile on top. We can do a natural edge and actually shave it down on this side. Leave just a rim of this natural bark around the top, shave the edges off up here, and then do like a hollow form small vase or something. Or we can end up chucking it up, hollowing this section out, rounding this all off, and making a standard bowl out of it. One other thing I wanted to show you here is I'm getting quite a collection of these rings here. I went ahead and put a little dab of glue in between on the joint, and I'm just clamping them up, and I'm going to let them dry overnight. Come up with a little project to make out of these things. You know, if nothing else, I guess I'll crown myself king of my own shop castle. I don't know. But whatever, I'd rather put them to good use instead of waste them on something. Kind of like these, I was thinking about putting a lantern or something in that, make it a little yard decoration, I don't know. But there's no reason to waste them. I like this first one that came out especially. Looks a little bit like a shark's jaw. Can mount that up and make a little gimmick out of it maybe. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's rounding of the rings from trees into these.